In the previous lessons, we learned about a ratio and how a ratio is basically a comparison of two different quantities. Now, in this lesson, we are going to take that same concept and redefine the word ratio as a term known as rate. Well, what is a rate? A rate is a ratio comparing two related quantities of two different units, and that's very important. Normally we talk about quantity as in terms of number, but now we're talking about units as well. That express how one quantity changes resulted from a change in the other quantity. A rate basically has two quantities of different unit. If one quantity changed, the other quantity also changed as well. To illustrate the definition of rate, let's look at an example. Sam can pick 35 apples in 3 minutes. So here we have one quantity, okay, let's call this quantity number 1. And then another one is 3 minutes. This is quantity number 2. Now enter the boxes to complete the ratio between number of apples and minutes. Well, remember, these right here, this statement right here is a factual statement that Sam can pick 35 apples in 3 minutes. So therefore, we have 35 apples to 3 minutes. And this is a ratio, okay? And then we also have 3 minutes equal to 35 apples. What more important is that we can express this as a fraction. So let's do this practice problem. Enter the missing numbers to describe the ratio expressed as a fraction. Well, the better term to describe this is rate. Rate would be a better term. In this case, we have X apple. Well, what do we have for apple? In this case, apple is 35. And for Y minute, well, how many minutes do we have? We have 3. Now, this format of question allows you to understand variables and how we can use number to represent a variable or a variable to represent a number. But in the end, pretty much what we have here is what? 35 apples over 3 minutes. Well, the better way is just apple, or that is equal to 3 minutes divided by 35 apple. So keep that in mind. This is probably the most important part about ratio or rate. And understand how a rate can express as a fraction allows us to solve problems that deal with rates. For example, assume Sam picks apple at the same rate. How many apples can he pick in 12 minutes? So this is very important. Here we have a condition where it's 12 minutes. Well, normally you learn how to do cross multiply and divide, and when you get to upper division math or science, we have something called dimensional analysis. It's basically converting between unit. And the way it works like this, we just take this, our given right here. We have 12 minutes, okay? And now we can multiply this to the relationship that allow us to figure out how many apples can we pick in 12 minutes. Well, look at this. Minutes, isn't it? So when we multiply to our ratio right here, we want to cancel out the minutes in a way like this. So we have 3 minutes. What's on top? 35 apples. Now, why is this important? That is because this ratio is expressed as a rate. Well, in this case, look what happened to the minute. It canceled out, giving us apple. Well, we can do this even further. What's 12 divided by 3? That is 4. And now what we have here is 4 times 35 apples. Well, what's 4 times 35? And 4 times 35 is 140 apples. So this is the mathematical way that you're supposed to represent when you go into an upper division science class in high school. And if you continue to see rate as just a relationship between different units, you can now solve any problem that deal with rate. But just to prove to you, in terms of cross multiply and divide, what do we have? We have 35 apple to what? 3 minutes. And then we can do the same thing, cross multiply and divide. We want to figure out how many apples are in 12 minutes. The same thing cross multiply and divide. And look at this. What we have here is 35 times 12, right? And divided by 3. And if we do that on a calculator, because that is now a large number. Now if we use a calculator, see how this is a larger number? We have 35 times 12 divided by 3. And the answer is still the same thing, 140 apples. See how both processes work, but this is the best process to work with because later on you are going to learn about this. Get used to it. It becomes second nature to you. Thank you for watching, and we hope that this video have empowered you to do well in your math class. Streamline Ed PD is an all-in-one education training by teachers with the mission to empower teachers to support all students. We have interactive practice that go along with this video. The links are in the description below. If you would like your teacher to use this video or create similar video to support you and your classmate, please subscribe and share this video and your learning experience with your teachers and parents. Together we can empower you to be successful in school.